heavy hitters are back, man. Big H's. I'm your boy Jay.
I'm your boy Amity.
As long as you hit him and not me, we good.
You see, bro's got the shirt on and everything.
Y'all want to know how long it took us just to record one video?
Yeah, we played. I played too much, so.
An hour.
You think?
We sat here for an hour.
We did. It was an hour,
Bro,
I don't think it was that long.
I think we stopped playing the game at 7:30.
So a half hour.
It's 8:24.
Wow.
Nonetheless, we added a certain video we was gonna do. You know how it be, but we found a video we finna do, man. So but before we jump into this video, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Road to 300 subs by August, man, by SummerSlam. That's the goal.
That's how we marking our milestones now, by pay-per-views.
Absolutely.
The big four, basically. But yeah, so tell them what we got today, man.
Today we are doing superstars that went to AEW. Did they fare better in AEW? Would they have been better off staying in WWE? Just doing a little opinionated video.
So it's strictly dudes who went from AEW to. There's only one dude who went from AEW to WWE. Most of them went from WWE to AEW. So we doing WWE to AEW.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Well, it's super. You could say superstar. It's like what we said earlier. It could be superstars that fared off better in AEW or WWE. If you want to go with that one individual in particular,
Okay, so we just gonna name. All right, we got a list. Cool.
Basically, who did this wrestler do better in WWE, or is they doing better in?
All right, cool.
Basically.
So who naming off the list, or
I mean, I was just gonna name a few off my top of my head that I know.
Can I start off?
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna start off with the one superstar I know specifically that was there since the inception, the first day, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, and future WWE Hall of Famer, in my opinion, if he decides to allow it. I'm talking about Chris Jericho.
So you think he did better in AEW than WWE?
I'm just saying he's the first person we're starting with. I'm naming the individual before we get into it.
Oh, so you just gonna name one and we just gonna talk
We're
about
going to name it and then say, okay, did they do better in AEW or
I
WWE?
got you.
We're not going to be like, oh, I say Chris Jericho because da-da-da-da-da, and then you, Daniel Bryan,
I got you.
stuff like that. So we'll name a superstar, talk about it, and just keep the ball rolling.
Alright, so Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho was there since they started. Ended up being the inaugural AEW champion.
Ayatollah.
Has gone through many different character changes. He's been the Painmaker. He's been the Ocho. He was Lionheart again for a period of time.
That's crazy. That's that young Jericho.
Yeah, brought back the music, the tights, all that. He brought that back. Was part of the first faction made in AEW, the Inner Circle. Then, most recently, is in another group that he leads called the JAS, the Jericho Appreciation Society. Overall, and I know this is a weird way to start a video, I'm in the middle with him because he's been treated well in AEW. I haven't seen nothing wrong. He's been a former ROH champion, was the inaugural AEW World Champion, was part of the two most influential factions, still has had jaw-dropping matches for being at his age. And I say he's done well in AEW, but also in WWE. His resume speaks for himself. Multi-time world champion, multi-time intercontinental champion, tag champion, United States champ. Had memorable matches at WrestleManias. Had memorable matches with a lot of legends and Hall of Famers we know today. So
you say he did better?
I'm saying for him, and I know this is a weird way to start the video.
You just naming off his resume?
Well, I'm saying I'm neutral in this because he was great in WWE. Got a lot of championships, a lot of push, had a lot of good matches, and then in AEW's had, in a sense, the same thing.
So it's
he's just adding more and more to.
He's in the middle. He's just in the middle. He ain't like, it ain't clear AEW to you, but it ain't clear WWE.
Yeah, I'm saying it's in the middle.
Because he went on in WCW, so I know that for a fact. I'm gonna go. I think he was in his prime in WWE, so I gotta go WWE because Jericho and this Jericho really is just OG Jericho. He ain't really like, that's not Chris Jericho.
This is more of the veteran Jericho.
Yeah, this is like over the hill. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help wrestlers get over supposedly, but they do say Jericho is really just there for the money and his own personal reasons. That's what they say. But
I mean, the man's using his own theme music, literally.
well, I'm not. I'm just talking about.
I know. I'm
he
just
was-
saying that too. That's something he had control of. He was able to literally come in and be like, "I want to use my music," because he's using Judas that his band Fozzy produced.
Yeah. But I do feel like Jericho, obviously the name Jericho always rings with WWE more than it will with AEW. So I'm going to just say WWE just because he just built his status over there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just say WWE.
What do you think?
Same.
So
He explained everything. I mean, it's clear he's had way more success than he's had in WWE than in AEW. It's not.
well,
It's not close.
Well, AEW is still on the rise,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
and Jericho, his time ain't done. I think he's got a couple more good years left in him, at least in my.
That's not Chris, but the Chris Jericho we see today.
He's still going strong for sure, but I just feel like it's coming to an end. I don't know.
That's not Chris Jericho for real. That's over the hill. It's like when you watch, a great superstar, or like let's just say, I don't know, like Peyton Manning at the end with the Broncos. That's not really
It's like the name now.
right. Yeah,
But-
So you're saying it's more of his like last ride, the swan song that
yeah,
just sends them all.
it's like it don't really matter what he do. That's still Chris Jericho, regardless of if he goes to AEW and loses every match, or if he wins some titles. It really don't matter. That's still Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is a legend. So to me, he built his status in WWE. So WWE, AEW is just like my final ride, my last seasons, and that's just it.
So the next band we are going to talk about is Claudio Castagnoli, member of the Blackpool Combat Club, made his debut at AEW New Japan Crossover Forbidden Door, which I attended. Crowd went insane for that man. It is a multi-time and current Ring of Honor World Champion, along with his fellow stablemate Wheeler Yuta, who's the ROH Pure Champion.
The what?
It's like their version of like Cruiserweight.
A pure champion? That's what it's called?
Yeah, the ROH Pure title.
Oh, okay.
So for this one, well, let me speak upon his WWE credentials as well. Is a former United States champion, is a former tag champion as well. Was a member of the Bar, one half of the Bar. Not much else I can say really on that one. As far as credentials, you guys got anything?
Well,
else?
U.S. champion.
That's what I said. Former U.S. former tag champ.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, Andre the Giant.
But that don't really
Memorial.
mean nothing. So I mean, that could
He
just
ain't
been
really
eliminated.
his WWE run wasn't. It definitely don't add up to his AEW run. So I'm gonna say AEW for Claudio.
Well, you said how many?
Because-
Hold on, real quick. How many times was he ROH champion?
He's. I think this is his second run with
I
it.
mean, he's already probably got more titles, more singles titles in AEW than he did in. He only got one U.S. title, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying AEW because purely he came in and won a world title.
Yeah,
That's
it's like they
something-
pushed him over there quicker. It's like.
That's something that eluded him for multiple years.
Yeah, I definitely say. I'm gonna say for him, AEW. He had success though, like you say, he was a 5-time tag team champion.
With Sheamus.
Yeah, and then he won one with Tyson Kidd back in like 2015. So
Yeah, right
6
before
total.
that.
So he had success in the tag team ranks, but yeah, after that,
He did get. I know to my knowledge, he got at least one title shot.
yeah, against Roman.
Well, no, I'm not saying. Well against Roman, yes, but then I also think back to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 2014 or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
It
2014.
had like Cena, Orton, Bryan.
Yeah, but his WWE
Christian.
career just wasn't. It didn't pan out to what it was supposed to be.
There's nothing too memorable. So I guess him winning them titles, them ROH championships, I feel like that'd stand out more than anything he did in WWE.
For sure.
So next man up, this man was under a different name in WWE. This man was known as Dean Ambrose in WWE. But in AEW, he's known as the Death Rider, Jon Moxley.
Alright, so look. Before you say your part. Because this one of the ones, to me, that's going to be close to it. Because
I think it's close.
Because look, we know what he done in WWE. The Shield, obviously, but he was U.S. champion. But I feel like his world title reign compared to AEW and WWE is better in AEW. His WWE championship reign wasn't that good.
No,
Had a defense against Dolph Ziggler. And then after that, AJ Styles took the title from him.
But he did beat Seth and Roman in the triple threat.
Yeah, Battleground. But I feel like AEW, he's been more as a superstar with their title. You know, he feel more important. You know?
Yeah, he's one of their top guys.
Yeah.
He's like, to my knowledge, I think he's a 3-time world champion in AEW, 3 or 4.
Yeah, and that's already. He
Like,
only been over there like a couple of years, a year and a half, 2 years.
Who? Jon Moxley?
Yeah, like
It's been like 4 years.
4 years?
4 because it started in 2019.
Yeah, it's been like 4 years.
He
It's been a
went over,
minute.
yeah, he went over there right after he left WWE.
Yeah, like
The
right
only-
when they was getting started.
The only other notch I want to add to him, granted this isn't AEW or WWE, he was also the IWGP United
I was
States
just gonna
champion.
mention that too.
He
The
beat
infamous-
Juice Robinson, right?
Yes.
Hey, I knew it, bro. Give me more props. Go ahead.
Social media crazy.
The infamous title that I usually have on the show every week that I've started to give a break
I don't even
from.
think I knew all this stuff about other stuff. Yeah, give me more props.
Well, thank you for. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, thank you. For
AJ doesn't watch other promotions. I do. I know this stuff. I am that man. Stop playing with me.
You
Give me more
not
flowers.
him though.
I am him.
You that man, but you not him.
All right, so another man we're gonna talk about. I feel like I'm just running down Blackpool Combat Club as I go because the next man on the list is Daniel Bryan Danielson.
You
whichever
already know.
way
You already know. where I'm
This
going with
is got to be unanimous.
Cause he's done stuff in AEW, but he didn't win a title. Yeah, he won a title yet in AEW.
Who has he feuded with?
He been feuding with like MJF.
His most infamous feud was the feud he had with MJF. He since came back and
Was it for the title?
yes,
Okay.
in a 60-minute Iron Man match.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know the one of the greatest main events of WrestleMania, man, WrestleMania 30. That's a major moment for Daniel Bryan. You know, or Bryan Danielson, like if in WWE. WrestleMania 31 Intercontinental title. Come on, cashing in the world.
really-
Heavyweight. Everything he's done everything in
He
WWE.
really overachieved. Now that I
Yeah,
think about it, like,
he wasn't really supposed to do everything he did. in
Money
his
in the
career.
Bank, all that type of stuff.
They
He
knew
really
he had it.
overachieved.
He
He
was-
did.
They knew he had it, man. Yeah.
This is taking me a little bit to say, but I kind of agree with what he said about Jericho. I think for this one, I think this is kind of like Bryan's like swan song kind of thing because he knows he accomplished everything there was to do in WWE. Former Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Champ, World Heavyweight Champ,
He
WWE
was
Champion.
general manager
Like,
at one point.
General manager.
Like the man, he main evented WrestleMania right before he left.
The man's won every title in WWE that you can think of. So yes, I'm saying with this one's WWE, and I'm agreeing with what he said with what he said with Jericho. I'm gonna say the same thing for Danielson. I think this is kind of like his last few seasons, the swan song. Let him finish out his career and then do what
I
he
got
needs to
one
do.
for y'all, man. I'm gonna go on the female side of things. A female that came from WWE and went to AEW. I'm gonna go with Toni Storm, somebody underrated who I feel like, and I don't know, cause in WWE she was the UK Women's Champion. She didn't win no other women's titles though. Now AEW, she in the group right now with Ruby Soho and Paige. Are they the Outsiders, right?
The Outcasts.
The Outcasts.
They like a
So
female NWO.
Yeah, they basically going against all the homegrown people in AEW, basically. But I feel like with Toni, I still feel like her major success came in WWE because she won a championship there. And her name, you know, rung out. Plus, at Survivor Series 2019, she had, you know, the biggest buns on her team.
Hey, going crazy. Wasn't Bianca on that team?
Bianca. Was she?
I think she was.
Probably was.
But she still.
But yeah, Toni Storm though. But yeah, I she an underrated wrestler to me. I like her. Man. I feel like she's still gonna go crazy in AEW. She coming. She just got over there. But right now, WWE has been that she had her most success over there.
I'm saying WWE, and here's why. Because with the NXT UK Women's title,
AEW though.
no, because here's because here's why. With WWE, she was the UK Women's Champion, and it was officially recognized with that. With AEW, they had an interim situation because they didn't know whether or not. I believe it was Thunder Rosa that they were banning. They didn't know if she was going to be able to compete again, so they had the interim title. Yes, she was the AEW Women's title, but it was interim. It wasn't the official.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So because
I don't like that.
if she had won it officially, like after Hayter won the title, they said, okay, she vacated it. You're the official champion.
Yeah, it's like, why do you?
But with Tony, it was an interim situation. So because of it not being fully recognized, and I know this is doing it on a technicality, but because of it not being fully recognized as her, I mean, she was an AEW Women's Champion, but wasn't like official AEW. It was interim. So because of that, I'm saying WWE. But her career, like you said, is just starting. So
Now, real quick, I want to go off topic but on topic. And I know I've bashed AEW a lot. That is something that I just don't like.
oh, I don't know.
The interim champion, just strip him of the title.
Yeah,
Like while all this technicality, like
That's like the thing, like that irritates me is like someone gets injured and you're like, no, I like them, I want to keep. No, if you're injured, vacate. I mean, look at Mickie James. She's an Impact. She just vacated because of injury. She's not like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to it and you guys are gonna fight for an interim. She said, no, Giselle, Deanna, it's your turn. Put the belt down, and that was the end of it.
But hold on, is that just a partnership or did Tony Khan buy TNA? Is that just a partnership?
They don't really work with each other anymore. But I'm just.
That was a partnership then. Okay.
It was a partnership, but I'm just saying from that standpoint, when Mickie, she knew she was injured, she relinquished it, she vacated. WWE, the same thing. If you're injured, you vacate. It's not. Oh no, we're gonna do because I don't like that because like we're gonna do it. We're gonna have an interim title. Like, no.
If somebody get injured for a year, you gonna have them be champions still? Like, does that still count on their record? Like that they were, even though they were out. But I mean,
they do it on some not injury, but they do it on some technicalities. Like look at Moxley's United States title run. I think it was like 400, 500 days, but that was because of COVID. You couldn't really defend it, and they had the travel restrictions, so you couldn't get over to Japan to defend it.
Okay. It's different though, you know.
But COVID made a lot of stuff with wrestling kind of wacky.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Kind of threw off wrestling for a minute, man.
Yeah. What's next on our list?
I had to do this because it'd be unfair if I didn't do this, man. I already know what I'm going to say with them, and it's going to shock the both of you. But my next man up is Christian Cage. And I'm already saying WWE. This man was a former world title holder, former tag champ, former European champion, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of stuff. Intercontinental. He probably was a European. The European title retired like in the early 2000s or something.
Was part of one of the most influential tag teams, the ENC, Edge and Christian. I know this is a weird way of saying it, but it was 1/6 part of the best match at a WrestleMania, the Triple Threat TLC, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys.
Classic
Match. Future Hall of Famer, no doubt.
They're gonna have to wait till he get up out of AEW before he go.
I'm gonna say AEW though for Christian Cage, and this is why he elevated when he went to AEW. You never heard Christian cut a promo the way he cut a promo.
I ain't gonna lie.
In AEW and WWE.
On the promo side,
vicious promo. But I get the success and titles and all.
Well, I mean, the success. The only thing he really has to his name, and it wasn't even with AEW. He had the Impact World title. It wasn't even the AEW title. He beat Kenny Omega for the Impact World title.
I'm going off more of like just elevation as far as like his character, just him being more of a bigger star in AEW. He more for a focal point over that than in WWE. He was a glorified mid-carder. He was world heavyweight champion for what, 5 days?
But I feel
really 2.
But here's the thing: I say WWE because the only thing I view that he's done in AEW. I mean, granted, yeah, the promos are getting better. He does have that Impact World title in his name.
It feel right.
But outside of that, it just seems like, in a sense, he's helping elevate other people's superstars. Like he
had that point. point.
He had that feud with Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy beat him every time. It helped elevate him higher.
Yeah, he just putting over people. I just feel like the character work in AEW just been crazy. What's going on?
They let him wrestle over there?
Christian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian still... I mean, he was wrestling in the pandemic against Randy Orton.
Okay, you got to realize,
Christian still could get.
You got to realize, especially these last couple of years. I'm not even saying like from an AEW standpoint. I'm saying overall, there are wrestlers that were retired from injuries that they should be cleared from and have been wrestling. I mean, look at Edge, look at Brian. Christian's up.
He wasn't the Rumble.
Christian still got it, man.
But still, like,
Christian's last match in WWE was in the Rumble with Edge.
Success-wise, obviously it's WWE, but I just feel like he didn't feel that important in WWE as a solo star.
which is sad.
You know, I feel like when he just went to AEW, they start. But it's AEW though. They kind of put a focal point on everybody who comes from WWE. So I don't know.
That's what MJF said. What's next on our list?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say AEW for Christian as far as just the character work and all that. But success-wise, of course, it's WWE.
Now, if you want to go in terms of like, okay, yeah, more character, yeah, but he was Captain Charisma in WWE.
Yeah, he definitely had it. I don't know what they didn't really see in him. He had it.
Well, the one thing that I get,
He was ugly.
Yeah, this was Vince on the blue dot on his face.
Yeah, that's stupid.
the one thing I will say with Christian before we move on is Christian is one of those guys that has done it on WWE, but knows how to do it also on the independents. Because I think the big reason why he got the Impact title is, keep in mind, he did have a run with Impact in the early 2000s.
No, that's one thing.
I don't really count. I didn't really count Impact as the Indies. Does that count as the Indies?
I mean, TNA was a major show for sure. I wouldn't say the Indies.
All right, so
the Indies is like
he knows how to work outside of the promotion of WWE and knows how to do it.
That's when you said the Indies, that threw me off.
That's a good point though, because I look at that too, and a lot of wrestlers don't know how to. I don't see a lot of WWE wrestlers working on the Indies. I just don't think they could do it.
Because even some of the people you've seen in WWE for a while and known for a while, a lot, like for instance, I guarantee you, maybe a lot of people didn't know this. R-Truth was in TNA at one point.
Yeah, we knew that. Ron Killings,
yeah. He was like the NWA champion over there.
Yeah, he was the man over there.
Xavier Woods, he was over there.
Austin Creed.
It's crazy. The one wrestler I feel that could work.
He was like
that's a real WWE wrestler that could work the Indies is Randy Orton. I feel like he could work the Indies just because he could wrestle the way they wrestle. He could wrestle, not the flips, but as a wrestler, he could work the Indies.
I'm thinking of that.
There's wrestlers over there he can have good matches with.
After you said that, I'm thinking of that one promo that he did with Styles.
Brown
the landlord and Red's dude.
That just show you AJ from the Indies. I mean, he grew in TNA, but
and that's the thing that AJ made apparent. He's like, these indie guys you're talking about, you're surrounded by it.
It's all over the world. It's like everybody can't be like a Randy Orton, just be born in the business, like, you know. But Randy worked though, man. But that's crazy. I don't know. I just wanted to bring up Randy because he been
that man. This is my boy.
So I'm gonna name these two. We can do either or in the order, but the last two, and then I think we'll cut it. Is the two wrestlers I got left are Adam Cole, baby, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Okay. So let's do Adam Cole because
yeah, let's go.
So I figured I wanted to save Cody for the end, so I wanted that to be the cutoff.
Adam Cole obviously is still currently one of my favorite wrestlers around the world. Former NXT, the longest reigning NXT champion in history. Still.
No one's broken this record.
Not even Braun Breaker. He held it for a year.
403? Was it that?
403.
Yeah, okay.
First ever North American champion. NXT tag team champion. He ran NXT the Undisputed Era. AEW ain't been looking that good for Adam Cole.
Don't forget, he beat Daniel Bryan clean on SmackDown.
Yeah, and had a classic with Seth Rollins.
One thing of note that I want to add, since you mentioned that with Daniel Bryan, is fun fact, the night Adam Cole debuted is also the same night that Bryan Danielson made his debut. They debuted the same night.
Was that when everybody debuted in one segment?
Yeah, Omega had just won the match, and he's like, I got someone he's like, no one can compete with me. Anyone that can compete against me, I've already beat, or they're already dead. And then Adam Cole comes out and everything, does standing ovation.
That was wild.
Then Adam Cole's telling his story. Then Bryan Danielson comes out.
Yeah,
So
man,
they debuted the same night.
But I'm gonna go with WWE for Adam Cole, man. I wish he would have stayed. Had the greatest NXT championship run in recent, and at that point, you know.
You think it's one better?
NXT reign is better than his.
Yeah.
The only one I can really think of is Braun Breaker recent reign. I feel like his reign was better than both of Finn's reigns. Even though Finn had a good reign this first one, but I feel like the second one was just, I'm Finn Balor, I'm coming back to establish dominance. But yeah, Adam Cole had the greatest NXT championship reign to me. The matches with Gargano was crazy.
Yeah, I like the match with Ciampa. The match with Ciampa, he had it was a February show. I can't take over whatever.
Adam Cole.
Whatever number they were at.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm saying WWE for Adam Cole. And ironically, I'm not saying as far as the championship perspective, I'm saying it for two reasons. One, he led one of the most influential groups in NXT history. Saying NXT specifically.
I'm all booing.
And he did have, in what is my opinion, a great match with Keith Lee at, what was it?
The Great American Bash?
Yeah.
When Keith Lee won both the titles?
Yeah, when they unified the titles at that point. And, well, not unified, but they held them at the same time.
Yeah, you want to know an underrated match he had before he won the title against Aleister Black? That no disqualification match.
Is that like 2018?
2018.
Yeah, I saw that. That was decent.
Crazy match. That's another person we could have named too. Aleister Black.
Well, I was also thinking Keith Lee after I thought about the Great American.
It's a lot of people we can steal. We can do another vid too.
Oh, I got it. All right, but go ahead. You just run something in my head.
See, that's what I'm saying. We can, but yeah, I got Adam Cole WWE run over his AEW run so far. He definitely gonna have some success down there though. He gonna keep going.
I think he'll. I know eventually he'll be the next AEW World Champion. Do I see it happening with the next few months? No, but I know during his time there he will eventually win the title.
He should have stayed in WWE, bro. He would have had so much more success under Triple H. The person who picked him to be, he would have.
Well, I think
that was his golden boy for sure. That was his Roman Reigns.
Yes.
I think he still has a lot to go. I mean, he just got back from his concussion that he received at Forbidden Door. I was there when that man got concussed. I was there.
One time he got hit with a steel chair.
No, I think he got kicked in the head, like in the back of the head or something, or it was something like that. It was something with a head-related injury. I forgot what it was. I was there. That match personally was a great match. Any of the people that are a fan of AEW New Japan, I should just go back and watch that match. It was good.
All right, so like you said, we got the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes is the last one. So, in my opinion, man,
I feel like this got to be unanimous.
Because this one because obviously in WWE, it's just let's not talk about the Stardust and the stuff.
No, let's just talk about the American Night. All right, how about this?
But we talk about his entire run though in WWE. From Cody Rhodes' whole run in WWE and his entire AEW run.
Okay.
That's basically what
all right, cool. Well, if you're gonna do the whole run, or if you just want to do the American Nightmare in AEW and the American Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, but he ain't done much in WWE besides beat Seth Rollins 3 times and win the Royal Rumble. He was in AEW for a couple of years.
And not to mention, he did have that run where he went to Impact for a short period of time. He went over to New Japan, was part of Bullet Club, had that run there, was a former NWA World Champion.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. His outside run was 10 times better than his first initial WWE run.
Right.
I'm going to say that. He went away and, I mean, it's obvious. He wouldn't be the American Nightmare if he didn't lead WWE in 2016.
Right.
I'm going to have to go AEW, man, for Cody Rhodes.
Is it just because it started? It made its mark there first?
It made him a star, you know? Like,
yeah.
Before he was just young Cody Rhodes, not that much experience. Yeah, he was IC champion. He was tag team champion with Ted DiBiase, once with Drew McIntyre.
Was part of Legacy.
Yeah, but he was in an infamous group with Randy Orton. But it's like, also he was Dashing, one of my favorite gimmicks. Dashing Cody Rhodes, the first one. When he used to look in the mirror when he come out, that Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes theme music.
I like this figure.
Cody Rhodes WWE theme music from right before he was released. Not the Stardust music, but
Smoke
that
and
one.
Mirrors.
Yeah, that rendition of Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah, the mirror.
2012.
Yeah, the 2012, 2013. That one I liked.
Yeah. The one Cena was singing was the first one.
That was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah. But nah, yeah, I like. Well, no, Cody Rhodes had a decent stint though in WWE in the beginning, but he clearly got better when he left. It's obvious.
I think for me, and ultimately I'm saying AEW, but I think the highlight moment that kind of started him going with his promos, because I'm saying AEW from a promo standpoint, because for me, the start of Cody Rhodes like getting better promos on the mic was back when, you know, we had the Authority and Cody lost his job. That promo he had right before he left was right from the heart.
When he went out the door with it, yeah.
When he came back and was trying to get his job back, promo right from the heart. When this man went to the Indies, I mean, this man was cutting promos that you would look back at how Cody Rhodes first started in WWE and you're like, he's making that kind of promo now.
And it's crazy because now he's more of a focal point, whereas back then he was a lackey or he wasn't really in major programs.
Yeah, he was just there.
Yeah, so now you see him in major programs, his mic skills, he able to really talk in, you know.
But there is like, not to cut you off, but there is little things in AEW. I mean, in WWE, his first initial run where it's like, okay, he had the feud with Rey Mysterio, where I think where he got his face broken and all that type of stuff, and he was IC champion. And he was giving people the bags and all that type of stuff.
Had a match
that was
at
cool.
WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 27.
Well, I mean, if you want to target stuff like that too, I mean, I also look at AEW, multi-time TNT champion, had ultimately what I believe was actually Brody Lee's last match, the dog collar match.
Yeah, man.
The late great John Huber.
Rest in peace.
He definitely would have been serious, man. That's somebody we could have spoke on too. He went over there because in WWE, you know the Wyatt family, and then he won the IC title once.
Yeah, IC title reign. I don't even remember nothing from
it was kind of strange.
And that's the one thing going with the Brody Lee thing that came full circle. I mean, for Cody, that was a big match, the dog collar match he had, and this was a big match for him with Roman, and he honored Brody Lee, you know, had the belt for his son and everything, had written every, like, what did he say it was on? Like, every.
He had all his promotions that he wrestled for.
Yeah.
But, to be honest, we know all these dudes are friends besides some of the people who we know that aren't cool. Most, because he's a girl, so, you know,
crazy.
Mussy. So it's like.
That's another one that I'm surprised I didn't name off the bat.
CM Sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just not good to speak about CM Sucks right now, man.
And you gotta get rid of his mussy first.
Man.
There are talks about him returning here soon.
Oh my god.
Nothing's concrete. If this happens, I'm gonna laugh though. There's an AEW Dynamite on June 21st.
He should just retire.
And there's talks about that.
It's probably over with for CM Punk at this stage.
They're talking about the June 21st Dynamite in Chicago. They're talking about that's when he's gonna come back.
If Tony Khan let him back in that locker room, that just show how toxic Tony Khan is himself.
Yeah,
letting somebody, a great talent, but letting him ruin the locker room. The man's got into a brawl with his homies. How do you get into a fight with these people supposed to be your friends?
They did barge into his locker room though, like they was on something.
Yeah, but it's like it's one thing is
most of that was
man.
Most of that was on them though. I would say.
Yeah, but hitting them with a steel chair, bro, that's kind of too far.
Okay, I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm just saying there was things that for several weeks escalated the confrontation. I'm not gonna speak on the fallout from All Out. I'm not doing that. That's not what this video is about. But let us know if you think we should do a part 2 to this.
Definitely got to do a part 2. It's more wrestlers we can. I was just thinking.
I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, see.
Let us know. Hey, let us know if
came over the video. We did it. It was a good video.
Let us know which Creeds are better, the Creed brothers and WWE, or the Creed brothers, or the Creeds, Apollo and Adonis.
One of them died in the ring. We was just watching that earlier. He destroyed him.
But let us know down in the comments if we should do a part 2. Like I said, we are on the road to
saving them, gang.
We are on the road to 300 subs by SummerSlam.
300, man. Hey, we at 206 right now. We going up.
It's only April. We got a couple months ahead of us to get us there.
we just want to say a special thank you. Video's been going crazy.
Man, there was some vids I was like, damn.
I ain't expect to go that crazy.
I want to thank y'all personally, and I know these guys thank you as well. I noticed we've been on the rise, especially I'd say the WrestleMania videos till now. They've been going up, skyrocketing. They're getting there, and we thank you guys for every minute you've watched, every like, every subscription you've given us. Like we always say. Show your mom, show your dad, show your family, show your friends, show your teacher.
Show your baby mama.
Show your manager at work who might be into
along.
wrestling. Anyone can be into wrestling nowadays. I got plenty of people. I got plenty of people on my job, and they probably do too. A lot of wrestling fans. Wrestling's around. Wrestling's everywhere.
It is what it. Only the real rock with wrestling. That's what I say. If you don't like wrestling, you ain't real, man. People that act like they don't like wrestling.
Because the one big
don't be obsessive about it though. This ain't that serious.
Because the one big thing with wrestling is, granted, we all might watch different promotions. We all might like different superstars.
They might get into it every day.
We might get into it about AEW and WWE.
Some people might like actual wrestling. Some people might like choreographed wrestling.
All right, but before this man insults my intelligence, I'm your boy Amity.
I'm your boy Morrow.
Money making jam.
We out.